Welcome to a Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lipman. Today we're interviewing Ragnhild Ekner and Tatiana Fuentes Sadowski. This podcast is sponsored by Demode Records, available at www.richardlipman.co/Demode Records.
I can tell you about my breakfast. I ate some toast and drank a cup of coffee, slept quite well.
Okay, tell us who are you? What do you do?
My name is Ragnhild Ekner and I'm from Sweden, Gothenburg. I'm a documentary filmmaker and I am here with a film called Ultras about football supporters around the world.
What are your career highlights?
My career highlights is like the highlight of my life as well. It was actually my life peaked at the beginning of the process with this film when I went to Morocco to film the supporters of Raja Casablanca, and I stood in front of 50,000 football supporters at their stadium Mohammed V, and that atmosphere was so amazing. So.
What's the connection with Sweden and Morocco?
I've been portraying football supporters around the whole world, so and the ultras culture specifically. So I've been following ultras in 8 different countries around the world.
How did you do that?
I just went for it. It was a quite naive idea. It's hard to get into the ultras groups, but I just went for it. Started traveling and I wanted to give a filmic body to the energy that I experienced going to football matches.
Did you get initial support with that?
Yes, I made one feature documentary before this, and then it's always a little bit easier to get funding for the next one. And I got some money to make the first trip, and then we had to apply for more money after each trip.
Were you alone? Did you film it as well?
No, I had a small team. My last film was kind of an introverted film about a friend of mine who committed suicide, and this film I wanted to come out into the world and to work in bigger teams. So I had a small team.
How do you get access to all these people? I mean, you're a woman, most football supporters are men, right? So
Yeah, I would say being a woman actually helped. I think many people didn't see me as a threat, and they also noticed, I think, that I know the subcultural codes, and also that I'm very curious about the subject, and I didn't want to misportray it. It's a love letter to football fandom.
And what did you get? What did you discover?
A lot. I discovered that it looks very similar around the world, but it also has many differences depending on what the surrounding societies looks like, and the knowledge of how to organize big groups and how to resist police is also used in different ways depending on what regimes it's performed in. It was fantastic. There is no comparison to the Moroccan chants, I would say. They have really long chants that says a lot about their societies and their lives, and the power that those groups have is something that I didn't see anywhere else in the world. Like the power, the energy. I get goosebumps just talking about it now. It was fantastic, and the thing that they do, like in Egypt, for example, the ultras fronted the demonstrations during the Arabic Spring, and I think Morocco didn't have their Arabic Spring yet, and I think those ultras groups, they are scary for the Moroccan regime, so the regime tries to silence them in different ways.
Recite the sound.
Recite the sound.
Sing it.
No, it's impossible. You need to be 50,000 people. No, I'm sorry. It wouldn't be just to them.
What's next? Was there anyone in particular that you were wanting to speak to, or you haven't speak to
Actually, like my first film was also about the subculture, about my friend who died, and about our common time in graffiti culture. And now this one about the ultras culture. But outside of being interested in subcultures and a part of subcultures, I've also worked a lot with kids in kindergartens, and it would be nice, I think, to try to combine these two things and try to make a film together with kids. So that's the next plan for me. Yeah.
What was the challenge? Surely you must have had some difficulties going to some dangerous moments.
Yeah, the challenge was gaining the trust from people, and we succeeded with that in different ways, in different places. For example, I wanted for the whole process to go to Poland, and I tried to reach out through different social media to their ultras groups, but they didn't answer, or one time I got an answer and the answer was no. But then in the end I just went there and I got the permission to film a game, and then I thought, like, that way I will have the atmosphere from a game there. And when we were trying to check into the hotel, we were too early, and we just went for a walk, and I took a picture with my mobile phone on some ultra stickers on the wall. And next to the stickers was a man smoking a cigarette, and he was asking us what we were doing. And my cinematographer, who was from Poland, could explain for him what the film was about and what we were doing in Poland. And then he made a call, and the next day we had an interview.
How did you weave it together as a story? You know, you got all this footage of, you said ultra groups? What was that? What is that?
Yeah, ultra groups, it's supporter groups, football supporter groups, and it's not hooligans. Like there's a clear division between hooligans and ultras groups most often. So the whole hooligans' main thing is to fight other groups, but the ultras' main thing is to create atmosphere in the football stands. So they are the ones coming up with the chants, having the flags, everything like that. My voiceover is a red thread through the film, but then there's also the voices of football supporters on their own languages from all over the world. So, and it doesn't have like a classical narrative, so it's more like you dive deeper and deeper into the subculture.
Would you say it was like a surreal diary, or just very intense?
Yeah, it was probably the most adventurous 8 years of my life making this film, and I'm gonna miss it a lot. Always having an adventure ahead. Thank you.
Okay, say this is your name for a Fish Out of Water podcast.
Yeah. Just
this is a Fish Out of Water podcast.
Official water.
Fish Out of Water podcast.
Fish Out of Water podcast.
Doing an interview with Fish Out of Water podcast.
Hi, my name is Ragnhild Ekner, and I'm doing this interview for Fish Out of Water podcast. Thank you.
Hola, me llamo Tatiana Fuentes Sadowski y esta es una entrevista para el Fish Out the Water podcast. Ya entendí, sí. Soy una cineasta de Perú. Trabajo mucho con archivos y con película analógica. También vivo en Cusco, en los Andes. Y pues esta es mi primer largometraje, La memoria de las mariposas. Y es una película que estrenó este año en la Berlinale La película ha tenido un recorrido magnífico, estamos muy contentos de estar aquí presentándolo en Londres. Y ha recibido muchas buenas críticas, muchos premios.
I am a Peruvian filmmaker, and I work usually with archives, archival material and analog film. I live in Cusco, which is in the Andes, and I'm here with my first feature film, The Memory of Butterflies. The film had its premiere in Berlin this year, and we've been on a magnificent journey with the film. We're very happy to be here in London. The film has received great reviews, and it's won quite a few awards as well.
So the question is, how do you choose your stories?
Creo que o ella me escogió o fue una selección muy intuitiva, quizás que tenía que realizarse, muy mágica también. No es una historia contada desde la objetividad ni desde escojo esta historia porque es buena para hacer una película. No fue esa la lógica. Creo que es una historia que necesitaba ser contada y pues nosotros partimos solamente de una fotografía y de la fuerza que había dentro de esa fotografía en la mirada de estos dos chicos, Omarino y Aredomi, y decidimos seguir esta fotografía a donde ella nos lleve, y nos llevó en un viaje maravilloso de 10 años, de mucho aprendizaje, de mucha transformación, y nos llevó a confrontarnos con nuestra propia mirada, a aprender a descolonizar nuestra propia mirada y a entender la complejidad del mundo de los pueblos indígenas de la Amazonía hoy en día.
I think it's a story that chose me rather than me choosing the story, or it was a very intuitive decision at least. I think perhaps this was a story that just needed to be told. And the magic is that we don't tell the story from an objective perspective, or we didn't choose to do this story because we thought it would make for a good film. That wasn't the logic behind making this film. I think it was simply a story that needed to be told. And we started with a photo, and it was the strength of the photo, the strength of the gaze of the two men in the photo of Omarino and Aredomi that really spoke to me. And we decided to follow this photo and follow the story of wherever it took us, and it took us on a wonderful 10-year-long journey, a journey of learning, of confrontation. It made us come face to face with our own gaze, our own perspective, and it also helped us to understand the complexity and the difficulties that Indigenous peoples are going through still today.
Just before the end, can you tell us about that photo?
Que cuente sobre la foto. Es la foto de Omarino y Aredomi. Son dos niños, un niño y un joven indígenas, Huitoto y Andoque, que vivieron la explotación de la época del caucho en la Amazonía. Ellos fueron traídos acá a Londres, por eso es tan importante este estreno esta noche. Y luego fueron llevados a Iquitos de regreso para ser sirvientes. Pero ellos buscaban la libertad y huyeron. Y la película reconstruye su historia y especula sobre sus futuros.
So this is a photo of Omarino and Aredomi, who are a young man and young boy who are from the Huitoto and Andoque peoples, and they lived during the era of the rubber exploitation in the Amazon, and they were brought to London, which is why it's so important to be showing this film here this evening. And then after that, they were taken back to Iquitos to work as servants, but they've managed to find their freedom. They fled the life of servitude, and this film tells their story and speculates about what might have been.
Thank you to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to a Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lipman. Should you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please get in touch. This podcast is sponsored by Demo Day Records, available at www.richardlipman.co/demodayrecords.